Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio.
Ow!
The newest Monday edition.
That's right.
Episode 91.
Wow.
I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
Nico DLG.
You're part of the new format here where we're doing
Wow.
an hour,
I didn't know that.
2 hours a week
That's right.
on 2 different days.
It's like you took your exercise and spread it out.
It depends on how you like to consider the glass. You either start your week with us and end it with us, or you start your weekend with us on Friday and end it on Monday.
I like
How you look at it.
I like glasses in general.
It's,
So both.
That's how you look at it.
I start the week with Nerd Thug Radio, and I start my weekend with Nerd Thug Radio.
So come up with us
way it
this
works, I guess.
coming Friday.
Yeah.
This coming Friday, we will be back
2
on
p.m.
2 p.m. on the air.
Yeah.
The next Monday, I believe, my friend Rex Andrews of Reality of Wrestling will be on the show talking about a big announcement he made the previous weekend.
Oh.
A lot of fun stuff's coming up this week.
Big things popping.
Big things popping. I don't know where else to go
Little,
from there.
little things
Little
stopping.
things dropping.
Dropping. I thought they were stopping.
Popping, locking, dropping. So,
Right.
Classic.
DC movie group.
Yes.
Before we get into the DC movie group.
Oh, okay.
It's trash. I'm complaining. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly. It's a car crash, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tell them about 2920 Collision.
Boom.
Yes, if you have had the misfortune of being in an accident like I was recently, you can have your car sent to 2920 Collision right here in Spring, and they will take great care of you. They accept all major insurances. They work really hard. They have a 24-hour roadside assistance number. It is 832-364-5177, 832-364-5177. Like I said, they did a great job on my car. They work with all major insurances. The highest compliment I got was someone who saw my car recently and said, I can't even tell it was ever in an accident. It looks brand new. So they do a great job working on things. They put it back together, and they even do a detailed job, like they clean up the car for you. It's 832-364-5177, 2920 Collision. If you're in an unfortunate situation and you need them, these are the people to need.
These are who you want on your side.
That's right.
So it's no secret that DC Films has been
Train wreck.
lackluster.
Yeah, it's like
They
not
hit
a
it
train wreck, but
It-
not...
It used to be a train wreck, and then
It
they
used
like
to be worse.
they like course corrected, and it's like this is moderately okay.
Well, okay, so it's weird, right? I just quoted Zach there.
Yeah, right.
It's weird, right? So like
Because they make good money, and
they
they don't
make good money,
and they don't
but,
put out bad movies.
but critically acclaimed, not
no,
so good.
right? They're not good
People-
movies,
Close.
people
and they're
are
not
still-
well reviewed.
No, people are still going to the theaters to see these movies.
Right.
But in the grand scheme of things, usually afterwards, people are like, "Huh? I don't know."
So
Did you see Justice League?
I did.
I think no, it's
okay.
a rhetorical question. It's like I think I saw it like third week. It's not like
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
Really?
I'm waiting for it to come out on the DVD.
I don't know. So, one of the articles I read recently, I want to say into last week, it basically said they're still about 40 million short from the number that they had circled in the very beginning of all of this,
Right.
which was 700 million.
I mean, they'll get there with DVD sales, I think. But I think
Yeah.
they wanted to be there before this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now,
I think that's actually the alleged break-even number. Not that that's really what it takes for them to break even, but everything they spent, marketing, promoting,
Right,
blah,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
And they hit a home run with Wonder Woman.
They did.
It might have been one of
the best DC movie.
It might have been one of the best films of the year.
You know
it's
what?
up- it's up there.
Yeah,
It's a
it is.
good movie.
It is.
It's
up
a
there.
good movie.
But
It's
everything
surprising
else,
it got in the DCU.
Right.
everything else, So they've made some changes.
Yes.
At first, it was Zack Snyder is off of Justice League, and they brought in
Well, so
what's his name?
Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon.
So originally he completed Justice League. Zack Snyder was done, ish. Like he'd done his rough cut. He showed it to the studio. The studio said, "We're not happy." The studio then said, "We really wanted more of an Avengers tone. We're going to get the guy who made the Avengers. We're going to bring him in, and he's going to add some elements to your movie. You're still the director. It's still your movie, but he's going to add to it.
right.
He's going to season your movie." So Joss Whedon came over.
Reshoots.
Then Zack Snyder has a bit of a family tragedy. His daughter, I don't know if she committed suicide or she died. Is it suicide?
It's the latter.
It's unfortunate. So anyway, his daughter commits suicide. He doesn't feel like he can do.
He's not in it.
He's not in it. So he goes home.
It shouldn't be.
He goes home. Yeah, I mean, if you got to get stuff right in your head, go get your stuff taken care of.
It's a tough thing.
It is. It absolutely is. So he goes home, and Joss Whedon says, "Oh, look, I'll take care of it. I don't want the credit. I'm just going to help you make the movie that everyone should see." And so Joss Whedon finishes the project.
Reshoots.
Lots of reshoots. And reshoots are like the bugle horn to the internet that this movie's not going to be good.
Right.
Anytime someone says, "Hey, we're going back for reshoots,"
Internet trolls come out.
internet trolls like from the woodwork, all of a sudden,
And they probably-
reshoots. Why are we reshooting?
And they probably ruined the movie before it even made it out.
True, and they probably heard it a great deal. Henry Cavill was already deep. He was already deep in his next project. The schedule had gone way over at this point for Justice League, and he was already in his next commitment, which is a Mission Impossible movie. In that movie, he has a mustache. So one of the big issues about this reshoot is they spent over $5 million digitally erasing his mustache from the reshoots.
Why would he just shave it off and then regrow it? Doesn't it grow that fast for him?
Apparently, his hair doesn't grow that fast, but also the other studio wouldn't let him.
Ooh.
They said you can have him for the reshoots, which also Warner Brothers had to pay the other studio for the time off. So the other studio has to stop filming. They get a check from Warner Brothers for that. They give Henry Cavill back to the Justice League, but he's not allowed to shave his mustache. so that mustache, $5 million just in digital editing, plus the movie shut down.
Right.
So I mean, news keeps breaking. So
it comes
worse.
It underperforms
badly
at the box office. So recently, this week they have made some changes.
They finally have decided who's to blame, I guess is the way to say this.
It's got to fall on somebody. It usually falls on the guy at the top.
So the studio head of DC Films is a guy named Michael Berg. And he was clashing with Warner Brothers about Zack Snyder directing the movie anyway. Because fan response to Man of Steel was iffy. 50-50, yes, no. Some people loved it, some people didn't.
I thought it was great.
So because of that, the fact that he let Snyder then do Batman vs. Superman and then do Justice League, it was a fight both times with the studio. He won that fight, but the end result is not good, so now he pays the consequences for winning that fight.
He gone.
So now he's gone. Jeff Jones, who is one of the prominent comic book writers in our industry at this time.
Jeff Johns.
What did I say?
Jones?
Oh, okay, yeah. Jeff Johns, sorry. He was, I thought I said Geoff, which is how he spells his name, and some people do that. He was like co-president, sort of, with Michael Berg. He was helping in a major capacity. His role has now been vastly scaled back to an advisory role. So they didn't fire him, but they
scaled him back.
Completely eliminated all his power.
They couldn't fire him, I think, because he has written, and I think he still writes for DC, right?
Yeah.
So he's such a, you can't fire him because then he gets ticked off and doesn't want to write or back.
Well, but even that's small money.
But we'll bring you down, and then
this is the same thing, right? Like, I mean, if someone told you, if you went from being, if you said it, people did it,
but like,
to now you're just giving advice.
If I'm in charge of four, let's say 5 projects,
okay,
and these 5 projects don't do well, and they come to me and they say, hey, these aren't going well. I don't know what you guys are doing, but they're not going well. Immediately, I'm thinking I'm about to get fired.
Right.
And when they say we're not going to fire you, we're going to push you down into an advisory role, you still have a job here. I'm okay with that.
No,
I didn't lose my job.
I get you. I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that too, because these are big mistakes. These are big mistakes.
So,
but the comic books are such small money. I don't think that's the issue.
Yeah,
I don't think that factors into it. That's what I was.
DC's been winning lately, I think, in the.
No, they're still not winning the market share. Their sales are up, but Marvel controls the market share.
I don't know.
Strongly.
They got that guy, Brian Michael Bendis.
Brian Michael Bendis did jump ship, and CB Cebulski took over editor-in-chief. So there are some people who are saying like this is a transition time for Marvel Comics. It'll be interesting.
Maybe we'll see. But they have a new guy in charge of DC Comics.
Yeah, and I'm blanking on his name now.
Something weird. Never heard of him.
Yeah,
but Aquaman's pretty close to coming out, right? Like,
I have no idea at this point. I really don't know.
Is it done being filmed?
They filmed it. They wrapped filming.
Right.
But I don't know.
And they're getting ready to start on Suicide Squad 2 now.
Also, Margot Robbie said she's been in talks with Warner Brothers about a 4th Harley Quinn movie.
Right.
So Suicide Squad 1, Suicide Squad 2,
Gotham City Sirens,
some sort of Joker Harley Quinn movie, and then a Harley Quinn solo movie. Like, Margot Robbie is leveraging this.
Play it right, homegirl.
Right.
Play it right.
Get your money.
Because, I mean, I've talked about this enough. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. Like, DC really stood on the 3 big names.
Yeah.
And thought they could carry it.
Right.
And there are so many, like, minor characters that they can make a big deal.
Just like Marvel is going...
Harley Quinn could be one of them.
Marvel is going through the catalog, and they're saying, what do we think works? Not who's big, but what do we think works?
They have Will Smith playing Deadshot. That could be huge.
Man, I mean, he's such an important person.
That was, like, the best interaction in that movie was him and the Flag, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Rick Flag.
Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Greatest rapper alive, man.
Greatest
Yeah.
rapper alive.
When you can get the greatest rapper alive and
to
one of
become
the
the
most
greatest marksman alive.
and to one of the most important acting institutions in America to be in your movie, you're doing something right.
With
Right.
Margot Robbie.
With Margot Robbie.
And
Oh,
Jared Leto.
yeah.
They need him more.
I don't know. Like I didn't like his Joker.
I did.
I didn't enjoy his Joker. I liked the guy who was the prison guard more than I liked the Joker.
The prison guard guy,
Yeah.
he was crazy.
He was funny. Him I liked more than I liked the Joker.
I like the Joker.
He was
Alright.
funnier. But so yeah, it's a mess right now. Kind of they chop some heads and they're reorganizing. But they just don't know what they're doing. And
Well,
here's
just
the-
They don't have like the vision. I
so,
think
yeah,
that's the most.
Okay, so that's kind of the point I want to make. So I want to compare this. I want to jump to sports.
You got 30 seconds.
Everyone knows sports.
30
The
seconds.
Cleveland Browns have won one football game in 2 years.
Yeah.
That is
Ownership has like a plan. They say they believe in. They're keeping the head coach. They fired a VP of scouting, but they kept the same general manager. Like they haven't made significant changes at all over these 2 year span of zero success. But then you go to places like New England. New England is successful year in and year out, and they literally have to fight off the other teams with a stick because the other teams show up and hire away their assistants and their scouts and their general managers. But people see that this success continues because there's a vision, a leader.
DC has no vision.
They have no.
Maybe they have it now.
They
We'll
need
see.
it. They need
I
it.
hope that's what we said last time when Jeff Johns got on board.
Right. Not
Time
so much.
will tell. But we want to say thank you for joining us for this first Manic Monday with Nerd Thug Radio.
Nice.
Just another Manic Monday.
Just another Manic
We should have played that
Monday.
today.
We should have.
missed
Wish
it.
it was so.
Don't forget, check us out coming this Friday, 2 o'clock. We'll be back with some more Nerd Thug Radio. Until then, check us out at facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio or nerdthugradio.com. Corey DLG.
Same Nerd Thug time, same Nerd Thug channel.
Peace.